Welcome back to Bet It, Bank It, Blow It. I am Jamie G. Esquire the fifth. Do not be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jamie from the block. I'm here at Magnum Mills, and we have a little, but we want a lot. Mills, are you ready for another Sunday of NFL action with a lot of winning?
Ready for football? Yes. Ready for you to be dropping the J-Lo references? Maybe not so much, but Jenny from the block does use a beat nuts beat, so I will allow it. And we are getting mad money off the books this year here on Bet It, Bank It, Blow It, presented by Caesar Gap Fantasy Football. Thanks for checking out our show. You can find us wherever you get your pods and on YouTube, on social media at Caesar Gap FF. Same place on the web, CaesarGapFF.com. Very simple and easy to remember, just like those flaps. FLAPS, very crucial to our success. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please remember the thumb.
Once again, the NFL is changing things up. This week, we've got 11 games on our Sunday menu. That includes another London game, but not Sunday or Monday night football. And as always, we're opening things up with a little transparency time. Mills, where do we stand through our Thursday night football action of week 7?
On the season, it's actually our collaborative wagers, our tripods that are making us the most money right now. We are up 1,861 cricket coins on our tripods this season. Please know that cricket coins are the preferred currency of Bet It, Bank It, Blow It. In cricket, we trust. I'm coming up in second place. I am up about 781 cricket coins on the season. Jamie G, you are trailing. You're down about 880 on the season. You've been very solid in certain areas, but especially the touchdown wagers pulling you down there. They're not helping me out either. So something we will touch on a little bit later in the episode. But overall, as a show, we are up about 1,762 cricket coins on the season. So we're in the green, looking to keep it going here on the main slate in week 7.
I think this is the first time we both got our favorite teams, the Bills and the Eagles, on the Sunday main slate. I can't, Mills. That's got to be a first in a while here. What do you think of the Week 7 menu overall?
It's not bad. It does feel a little bit top heavy. I think the two biggest favorites feel like they're in a pretty good spot this week. We did dodge the upsets last week. We had been seeing happen almost every week throughout the first 5 weeks of the season, but I don't know that we're going to see that here. I could see a couple of upsets in the mid range. I definitely like some of the dogs that are only 1, 2 point underdogs down there to maybe win straight up. I think there's a couple of games that are going to be fun to watch, a couple that are going to be very fun to wager on. Especially I'm interested in the Kansas City at San Francisco game. Those are always good matchups between those two teams, as will the Detroit and Detroit and Minnesota game. That one will also be getting my attention. I think there are definitely a couple ways you can go in both of those matchups. Should be good to watch and good to get a couple of bucks on. Also looks like it could have some fun in the Seattle at Atlanta game and the Houston at Green Bay game. Both of those games have potential to be sneaky shootouts. A couple of interesting options on both sides. So overall, it looks like a pretty tasty menu. I think I'm going to sample a few different things here. How about yourself, man? Any thoughts on the week 7 main slate?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. I think that it's a tad top heavy, like you mentioned, but I think after last week, you feel a little bit more confident about kind of having an idea of who teams are. And usually, we learn that earlier in the season, and you kind of feel better. I don't know if it's just the schedule makers or just the craziness of the NFL in general, but this year's been a lot different. It feels like we kind of got a little bit of a beat, knock on wood, of kind of who's who with some of the matchups for this week. I think there's some clear cut optionality there, and you'll have some options, I think, with teasers for those of you out there that like the teaser game. And I also think that there's going to be a couple of games I cannot wait to watch, and I think there's going to be some interesting player props in some of these matchups because you've got a couple teams that are can't stop anybody on defense, and then a couple of on fire on offense. You got a couple of teams that are have a strong running game that the way to attack the defense they're playing is running the football. So I think there's going to be some good player props, and overall I think it'll be a good week for sports betting.
Feeling it, man. Sounds like a good one. Let's get into it.
And just to show you how serious we are, we're going to start out all the way up at the top of the props. We've each got a few of our favorite props for Sunday and one tripod where we combine our talents to produce one of the sturdiest, and I mean sturdiest, three-leg prop parlays that you've ever seen. Mills, send us on our way to the top of the props.
All right, we're going to get to the top by starting on the ground with Patriots quarterback Drake May, 25 plus rushing yards for the Patriots rookie quarterback against the Jaguars in London, minus 120. That one feels like easy money to me. That should probably be a bit higher. Absolutely love that. 100 cricket going to bring home about 183. Sticking with my guy here, if it's not broke, don't fix it. David Montgomery, Lions running back to have 60 plus rushing yards at Minnesota. That's plus 150. Absolutely love that. 100 coins to bring back 250. Sticking right there with the Lions. Another one of my guys here, Jameson Williams, 50 plus receiving yards, minus 105. He only probably needs 3 catches to get there. He's been seeing not quite as much volume as Amon-Ra St. Brown, but he's been the clear-cut number 2 passing option in that offense over Sam Laporta right now. Love that at minus 105 in the 50 plus receiving yards. 100 coins to bring home about 192. Jamie G, sorry to go against your Bills a little bit here, but it won't hurt too much, I swear. Give me Tony Pollard, 25 plus receiving yards, minus 105. Garbage time yards count just the same, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad against your Bills other than Tajay Spears is out, and I think Tony Pollard's going to see the lion's share of the work over there. So 25 plus receiving yards for TP, minus 105. 100 coins to bring home about 192. And finally, going back to the well with Malik Neighbors against my Philadelphia Eagles. We have struggled in the secondary all season long. We've seen Malik Neighbors draw double-digit targets basically every game he's been in since week 1. So give me Malik Neighbors, 80 plus receiving yards, plus 110. 100 coins to bring home 210. Very fond of all of those. Jamie G, what do you got for the top of the props?
Yeah, I like those too. I mean, the Malik Neighbors is pretty much a lock, I think, until proven otherwise. I'm also going to go David Montgomery. Not as aggressive as you here. I'm going to go the over 50 and a half rushing yards. It's minus 115. I think he probably gets 60. I like the uptick in odds. I'm going to do it at 50 and a half here and take the minus 115. 100 cricket coins there. We'll pay out a nice 186 cricket coins. Nothing wrong with that. I've also got CJ Stroud. I think that's going to be a really fun game to watch and a fun game to wager on up in Green Bay with CJ Stroud and the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love. I got CJ Stroud over 257 and a half passing yards. Again, minus 115 odds. 100 cricket coins there to win 186 and change. And I got the young bull, dude. I got Jaden Daniels in the nation's capital, 250 plus passing yards, plus 115. I really like this one. Carolina's defense is just atrocious. He's at home. It's going to be perfect weather. I really think he's going to be rocking and rolling, man. I'm excited to see it there. 250 passing yards, 100 cricket coins, to win 215. Nice deal there. I got the Rams coming out of the bye hot. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, Mills. I got the Rams team total over 26 and a half points. I think they get 30 points on the Raiders this week. I really do. And coming out of the bye, McVay doing the McVay thing, plus 105 here, 100 cricket coins. We will take home 205. I really like that bet. And then they got to give the ball to someone, right, Mills? Travis Kelce over 5.5 receptions, minus 150, 100 cricket coins to take back 166. A nice manufactured win there. Take them how you can get them.
You do like manufacturing your own wins, but honestly, whatever works. There's a couple of things I like that you have going on there. So we're going to steal a little bit of this and a little bit of that for our tripod, for our 3-leg prop parlay here. Up at the top, leg number 1, we've got David Montgomery with that 60 plus rushing yards, plus 150. Nice juicy number for the first leg. The second leg, JBG, we're going with your guy, Jaden Daniels, 250 plus passing yards, plus 115. Would like to juice it a little more, but we like that at the plus 115. Not too shabby. We got enough there with the 2 legs that we can go down, dip a little bit here on leg number 3. We have CJ Stroud, 250 plus passing yards at Green Bay, minus 135. Could have been more aggressive, but we want to win, like Jamie G said. Got to manufacture it, make it happen. You put those 3 legs together, we're at plus 835. So 100 coins to bring home 935. Again, David Montgomery, 60 plus rushing yards, Jaden Daniels, 250 plus passing yards, and CJ Stroud, 250 plus passing yards, plus 835. Go ahead and book it.
Book it. Love it. We're having fun doing the show, but the point here is we're trying to make a little bit of money for ourselves and for you guys that are watching and following us and trailing our picks. We've been trying to do something with touchdown wagers because people like them. They're fun, but we've been absolutely leaking money here like crazy. Mills, how are we switching it up? What are we doing about our touchdown prop problem?
Well, the first step is admitting you have a problem. The second step is
Yes.
listening to Problems by AZ. So we're at least on to step number three here. And going in, we kind of knew that, especially from years of doing fantasy football, touchdowns are fairly random for the most part. There are a couple of guys that do have real legitimate touchdown equity, but game to game, it is kind of all over the place. And, it's a little bit of hubris. We thought we could beat it, but so what we've been doing hasn't been working. So we're going to switch it up once again. We're still going to be looking for the king of the end zone, but we're going to try to have two different ways we get there, kind of two different things we're doing simultaneously here. The first thing is we're going to do a Quad City DJ style. We're going to ride the train. Every 3 weeks, we're each going to pick a player and we're going to put 100 cricket coins on him each week at whatever the number for his anytime touchdown prop is. So you want to play it safe, ride Derrick Henry for 3 weeks. Boom, you can do that. You want to go nuts and play Jamie G's guy, Dawson Knox at long odds every 3 weeks. You can do that too. It's whatever you want, but you got to ride the guy 3 weeks in a row. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're just going to go big or go home. Each week, we're going to put 100 cricket coin wager down on a long shot touchdown, anytime scorer, plus 300 or longer. So this gives you a little bit more of a sample size. You don't have to win quite as many when you're going after the bigger number here. So we'll try this out at least for 3 weeks, see how it works. I will go first here, show you how it's done. I brought him up a couple times. I believe he's riding the longest streak in Lions history, or it's tied with Barry Sanders now. I'm going to ride David Montgomery for the next 3 weeks. This week, he is minus 190 as an anytime touchdown scorer. So that's what I have on him this week. 100 going to bring back about 153. And if I'm going big or going home, I'm going to go to my Philadelphia Eagles game there, and I'm going to take the homecoming game a little bit. It's more of a revenge game. He went to Penn State. Give me the rookie tight end for the Giants, Theo Johnson, to score an anytime touchdown plus 450. So 100 coins to bring home 550. You hit one of those and you're still profitable, even if you miss the other two during the next 3 weeks. So we'll see how that works for me. David Montgomery, Theo Johnson, Jamie G. Who's your Quad City DJs guy, man? Who are you riding the train with?
Mills, my Quad City GJ is riding the train with Kyron Williams for the next 3 weeks, anytime. He's minus 200, so the book thinks it's going to happen too. 100 cricket coins there. We'll take back 150. Not going to get rich, but we do like this. All right, we really do. Go big or go home. I got a bangle here, but it's not who you think. Andre Yosevas, anytime TD plus 475, 100 cricket coins there. We will take back 575. Joe Burrow loves this guy in the red zone. Gets more looks there than you think. I think he gets one, buddy. I think he gets one.
Also sounds like he could be a villain in a John Wick sequel or something like that.
Yes, great, great name. Tougher to pronounce. You got to think for a minute, but it flows smooth. And do not get it twisted. All apologies to Keith Sweat, but I'm straight up telling you that it's time for Paul's picks. We're each going to give a couple of our favorite underdog money lines for week 7. This is a head-to-head contest, but we're also trying to determine the best approach to betting an underdog. Should you just take the points, or should you bet them straight up? Mills, straight up now tell us, how we doing so far this season?
Yeah, we might be caught in a hit and run. Last week we were. I think we were both 0 and 2. I missed on Denver and New England on the money line. You missed on Washington and Denver. I will note that Washington did push on the spread there. They lost by 7. They were plus 7, so that was technically a push on the spread. On the season, I am down 239 coins on the money line wagers. You are down 761. Overall, the money line wagers are down 1,000 coins, while the spread wagers, if we had bet all these teams, the same teams were betting on the money line, if we had simply taken the spread, you would be down about 1,273 coins. So right now, it has been more profitable to just bet on the money lines instead of taking the spreads. We've had 4 pushes, and there's only been one instance so far where we had a team that didn't win but covered the spread. So generally, Jamie G should be riding with the dog straight up. How are you doing it this week? Who are your Paula's picks?
Yeah, I mean, you're giving me the Chiefs as an underdog here. Yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas City plus 105. The spread here is plus 1.5. I'm gonna take them here, feeling really good. And then I know I'm like I just can't get out of this bad relationship where I keep wanting to believe that the coach is going to do something differently now that he's had, I don't know, a month and a half to adjust to not having his quarterback with all the talents in the world. But I think after a bye, maybe, just maybe, He's going to do it. This is the final straw. It's the last time I'm going to bet them all season if they don't deliver here. Miami plus 130. They're 3-point dogs here. Look, if Joe Flacco is playing, this is an absolute all day. I've got money on Indy to win this game, and it's not even close. But they're going with Anthony Richardson. I just think coming out of a bye, I'm intrigued to see if Miami can do something. You've heard, Tyreek Hill can play. Everybody, they've got enough players. Figure out the quarterback situation, and you should be able to beat a team in Indy that just isn't very good and really only seems to win games when Joe Flacco's playing quarterback.
All right, Jamie G, I am going to stay over in London. I don't like the Jaguars. I think that they might leave Doug Peterson in London. I am going to take the New England Patriots, currently 6-point dogs. I'm taking them straight up on the money line, plus 220 to defeat the Jaguars. Coming back, I'm going against my own team here. It pays me to do it, but I'm taking the New York Giants plus 142 on the money line against my Philadelphia Eagles. They're 3.5-point home underdogs. The Eagles probably would have lost to the Browns last week if they would have played Jameis Winston. The Browns still had a chance to tie that game up at the end. The Giants are getting Malik Neighbors back. They're getting Devin Singletary back. It sucks that they lost their left tackle, but guess what? The Eagles lost their left tackle too. I unfortunately think the Giants are probably going to take this one down, and it might get Nick Sirianni fired. And Jamie G, I don't think they're going to fire him if he doesn't win, but I'm going to ride with you here on Miami. Home underdogs here, plus 130 coming out of the bye, 3-point dogs. I think they have to scheme something up. Tyler Huntley can run the ball a little bit. It sounds like Devin Achane is going to be back. He cleared the concussion protocol. They have all those weapons. You've seen the Colts struggle on defense. You've seen Anthony Richardson struggle with the turnovers, and they don't have Jonathan Taylor. It's not like Trey Sermon and Tyler Goodson are really putting the fear of God into anybody else. It's really going to hamper the Colts running game. So I definitely like the Dolphins there. So Jamie G has the Chiefs and the Dolphins. I have the Patriots, Giants, and Dolphins straight up. Now tell me who are the underdogs going to beat this week.
Get ready for something that we like to call floor versus ceiling. Here's how this one works. We're each going to make 2 wagers, one with short odds and one with long odds. Over the course of the season, we're going to determine if you're better off playing it safe with the high floor bets or swinging for the fences with those high ceiling wagers. Mills, so far this season, how are we doing?
Jamie G, last week you went 0 for 2, while I went 2 for 2. On the season, we are 10 for 12 overall on the floor wagers. We've each missed one, but I am slightly in the lead as far as cricket coins. We have gone 2 for 12 on the ceiling wagers. I have hit both of those. You are still over. Our floor wagers combined are plus 127 cricket coins on the season, while our combined ceiling wagers are down 435 coins. Overall, I am up about 226 coins, while you are down about 533 coins. So right now, the ceiling has caught up. We were 0 for the ceiling through the first 4 weeks. I have hit the last 2 to bring that back into play here. So the floor has been better, but the ceiling is catching up. Jamie G, show us how you're building it this week. Give us a floor wager minus 250 or shorter, and a ceiling wager plus 250 or longer.
Yeah, I kind of got the high end of both sides of this. So the floor wager here, I've got Atlanta, who I think is gonna win the game outright, but I got them at plus 7 versus Seattle. That's minus 480 on the spread. 100 cricket coins there. We'll take back just 120 and change. My ceiling, I'm going back to Washington with Jaden Daniels, 300 plus passing yards. I think that could actually happen. Plus 450. 100 cricket coins to win 550. Yeah, man, I see them putting up a lot of points. Jaden Daniels having a big day. So I like both these bets. It'll be interesting to see how they shake out.
Hey, okay. I like what you're doing there. I'm also a big fan of the Jaden Daniels, and I like the Falcons. Jamie G, not trying to do a reverse JT thing or anything like that, but I also really like your Buffalo Bills this week. So I'm taking an alternate spread there. Give me your Buffalo Bills minus 3.5 at home versus the Titans. Barely squeaks it in over the criteria there, minus 251. 100 coins to bring home about 140. And for the ceiling, I'm going to get a little bit funky with it here. I'm going to switch the lines around. Give me the Detroit Lions minus 6.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. That's plus 253 on the alternate spread. So 100 coins to bring home 353. I'm not believing in Sam Darnold, Jamie G.
Yeah, I think that the armor's starting to crack a little bit, and I'm picking up what you're laying down. Despite our best efforts, we're not rich yet. Give us a minute, we'll get there. I have no doubts. Despite the lack of money bin, we still have a dollar and a dream. We're going to help you take one singular dollar and turn it into enough dollars to get you started on the road to riches and diamond rings. Mills, have we manifested our dreams yet?
Unfortunately, despite some very attractive, handsome dream boards, not so much yet. So we're both down $6 on the season. We're gonna have to get it in gear. We're gonna start running out of pennies in the jar, but we still got some in there. Jamie G, you've got a dollar. What are you dreaming of?
Yeah, I got one of my patented five leggers here. I'm liking this one, Mills. I got Brian Thomas Jr., anytime touchdown scorer, plus 165. Think he finds his way into the end zone in London. I've got Joe Burrow throwing three touchdown passes against Cleveland. That's plus 320 on its own. I've got Jordan Love to have 300 passing yards in Green Bay. That's plus 340. And I got the guy he's playing against, CJ Stroud, to also have 300 plus passing yards. That's plus 260. And then I've got Devin Achane doing a lot of the work, getting in the red zone, and then Raheem Mostert punching it in the end zone. Two plus anytime touchdowns, plus 900. Mills, this is a whopping plus 122,330. $1 here, you'll bring home $1,224. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Baby, he's keeping it thorough in every borough with Joey Burrow. I like that. I might even love it. That is a very good one. We will see how that works out. I like that so much. I am going to do a five-leg parlay of my own. We've said his name at least a couple of times. Probably will say it a couple more. Give me Malik Neighbors, 120 or more receiving yards. That's plus 475 on its own. I'm going to do an alternate line here with the Patriots. I'm going to buy them to New England minus 2.5 at Jacksonville there over in London. That's plus 256 on its own. I think somebody's got to do something on the Minnesota side of the ball. We've seen the Detroit Lions defense give it up a little bit. Garbage time points count too. Garbage time yards count too. Give me Justin Jefferson, 120 plus receiving yards, plus 215 on its own. Jamie G went for the Jordan Love passing yards. I think he's going to find the end zone with some of those 300 yards. Give me Jordan Love, 3+ touchdown passes. That's plus 220. And finally, scary Terry McLaurin, 90 plus receiving yards, plus 255. You add those up, it gets you a five-leg parlay worth plus 73,149. So $1 to bring home about 732 bucks. Not too shabby for a dollar. You will be on your way. Maybe not to a diamond ring yet, but you might be able to buy a decent fakie for that.
I always listen to my doctor, and Dr. Dre suggests playing Let Me Ride at least once per week if you want to be as healthy as possible. This is a head to head and a bankroll contest where both of us make a single wager every week. Sounds simple, but like everything else in this world, it's not that easy. Each week, we must take our entire bankroll and let it ride on one singular wager. Mills, what else do we need to know? And where are we at after 6 weeks?
Well, you need to know how to win. There are two real ways to win and one kind of fugazi way to win. The first real way is to get to 1,000 cricket coins. You start at 100, first one to 1,000 wins. The other way you can win that we consider very good and above board is to let it ride successfully 9 times in a row. Doesn't matter how short the odds, you just have to win 9 in a row. If we can meet none of that criteria by the end of the season, whoever has the fewest amount of strikes will win by default, and you get a strike every time you miss a wager. You miss a wager, boom, you get the X, you get the strike, you go back to 100 coins, you have to start all over again. JBG, last week you were at 190.91 cricket coins. You let it ride on Tampa Bay, minus 3 points at the New Orleans Saints. That was minus 121. You took it down. That brings you to 348.69 cricket coins. I took the over 51.5 in that Washington at Baltimore game. It was a little bit close there for a minute, but I got her done. So I turned my 100 coins into 190.90 coins. On the season, you are at 348.69 coins. You have 3 strikes and 2 wins in a row, while I am at 190.90 coins. I have 4 strikes and 1 win in a row. Jamie G, you are in the lead. What are you letting those 348.69 coins ride on this week?
I'm going back to it again this week, Mills. I'm doing another spread. Give me Washington minus 6.5. at home against Carolina. It's minus 159. A little bit of an alternate spread. I think it's actually 8 now or 7.5 or something, but we're taking Washington minus 6.5. 348 cricket coins, 69 cricket cents, Mills. That will bring home 567 cricket coins and change. Let's get it. Make this three in a row for your boy.
Okay, I like that. I think he's secretly got a Jaden Daniels somewhere in his closet behind the 70 or 80 Josh Allen jerseys that are in the front there. I hate to do it. I'm just going to go right back to the easy button. I have 190.90 cricket coins. I am going to let it ride on Malik Neighbors 80 plus receiving yards plus 110. So turn 191 roughly into a 401 roughly. So not too shabby. Nice little come up there, a little bit more than doubling up. Just need Malik Neighbors 80 plus yards. He should be able to do that on the 32 targets I expect him to receive.
He should be able to do that on all 32. Maybe he'll even get 37, but probably not in a row. Personally, I've always preferred Mortal Kombat 100% to Street Fighter, but we administer our fatalities via the Bankroll battle. We're going head to head here in an ongoing wagering contest, which will cap off with our wagers of the week. Mills, please, for the love of God, bring us up to date and fill us on the relevant details.
All right. As far as the details, each week we will both be wagering 150 cricket coins in total. 100 of those coins has to be on our additional action. You can have a wager from a minimum of 5 cricket coins up to 25 coins. Just has to add up to 100 overall. Put them on whatever you want as long as it's a single wager, no parlays. And then we will each wager 50 cricket coins on our wager of the week. Again, one single wager, no parlays. In week 6, I was the weekly champion. I was up about 28 coins overall. Jamie G, you were down about 11. So as a group, we are up about 17.5 coins on the week. I missed my wager of the week for the first time. So we've each missed one on the season, but overall, we're still up about 394 coins on our wagers of the week as a group. And on the season, Jamie G, you are up about 296 coins, while I am down about 95. So you are currently the leader in the battle, and you have the right to go first with your additional action.
First up, Mills, I've got 25 cricket coins on the Kansas City money line. I think they get this thing done, and I think they win, man. I just really do. Plus 102, 25 cricket coins. I will take home 50 cricket coins. A little bit of change. I like that. I've also got 25 cricket coins on Detroit's money line. Here I am betting two dogs, and I like it. That's plus 102, 25 cricket coins. Again, I'll be bringing home a little over 50. Really like that. I got 25 cricket coins on Terry McLaurin, longest reception over 24 and a half. It just seems like a given that he's going to be streaking down the sideline and catch a big one. I really like that. Minus 115, 25 cricket coins to win 46 cricket coins and some change. 25 cricket coins on Seattle at Atlanta over 51. This is minus 112. I know this is a big number. I know it's a big number. But you're telling me each one of these teams isn't going to get 26? You can tell me this isn't a 31 to 27 game, a 28 to 20 to 26 game. Like both defenses are bad. Both offenses are good. That spells over to me. 25 cricket coins to win 47 and change. Let's get it.
Bad, okay. Not good, he says. Both are bad. All right. I like what you are putting down over there. And I have already mentioned I do not have high confidence in Jacksonville this week. So I am going to place the full max 25 cricket coins on New England plus 6 at Jacksonville over in London. That's minus 108 right now. So 25 coins to bring home about 48. I haven't had enough Malik Neighbors exposure yet. I need more. So 20 coins on Malik Neighbors anytime touchdown plus 115, 20 coins to bring home 43. And we've touched on CJ Stroud a lot, but one thing we haven't really mentioned, we haven't really used him much this year because he was hurt for a minute, but Joe Mixon has been shockingly effective for the Houston Texans. Give me 20 coins on Joe Mixon, 70 plus rushing yards. That's plus 115. So again, 20 coins to bring home 43. I had Theo Johnson there before. I'm going back to him here. 20 coins on Theo Johnson, 25 plus receiving yards. That's all he needs. 25 plus receiving yards against the Eagles, plus 240. 20 coins to bring home 68. And finally, going back to my guy, Kenneth Walker the third. He's been more involved in the passing game. I can see Seattle trailing, need to dump it off a few times here. So I love Kenneth Walker, 25 plus receiving yards, even money, plus 100. Jerry Seinfeld, even Steven, 15 coins to bring home 30. I obviously like all those because I made them, and we hope you are going to like our wagers of the week. Like I said, we each have to put 50 coins on these bad boys. Knock on wood, they've been going pretty decently so far. And Jamie G, this is going to shock you. I'm going to put 50 coins on Malik Neighbors to have 80 plus receiving yards, plus 110. 50 coins to bring home 105. I've pretty much been riding Jaden Daniels here, and you were riding Malik Neighbors. We're switching it up. I wonder, will you be riding Jaden Daniels now, or do you have something else for us? You going back to Neighbors?
Oh man. No, I'm not. I love the neighbors pick, but I'm gonna go elsewhere with this, man. I'm gonna go Kansas City money line. I'm taking the Chiefs to win and win and win. Last but never least, it's time for our super duper fly contest. Mills, how did we do last week? Where do we stand on the season?
All right. This is basically our version of the big Vegas Super Contest, currently one run by the Westgate. Each week we make 5 spread picks. That is it. We use the odds put out by the Westgate for the contest. Last week we both went 3-2. We just started doing this 2 weeks ago. So on the season, I am 6-4. Jamie G, you are 5-5. That means I am up first here. I'm going to take New England plus 5.5. Shocker there. Detroit plus 1.5. Again, big shocker there. Cincinnati Bengals -6 at the Cleveland Browns. Kansas City plus 1.5 at San Francisco. And Jamie G's Buffalo Bills -9.5 at home versus the Tennessee Titans. Based on the wagers you've given, man, I think we're probably going to be close on these, but what are you working with? Give us your 5 super duper fly picks.
Absolutely. Number one, I got ATL, the Dirty Bird down there, -2.5 with Atlanta. Yeah, I like it. I got Detroit plus 1.5, the first dog of the top 5. There might be another one in here. I got Cincinnati -6. I like this. I think it's a little bit higher on most books, so a little bit of a better play here. I got Kansas City plus 1.5, the second dog on this list, and then I got your birds, Philadelphia Eagles -3. Mills. I got more confidence in them this week than you do.
No? Wow. Probably because you haven't watched them as much would be my guess. But that's
That's
okay.
probably true.
I don't really want to rub it in, but in this case, I think ignorance is bliss, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, do you think they pop their cherry, score a touchdown in the first quarter?
I don't know anything after I watched the Yankees blow that game last night, so I know nothing now. I don't know nothing that happens. I know nothing. I'm full Ari Stark.
A man knows nothing. I think that concludes yet another great episode of Bet It, Bank It, Blow It. We appreciate you guys sticking around with us for this. It's a ton of fun. We like doing these each and every week. Make sure you give the thumb and subscribe so you don't miss these because we also do the island games. We hit big on the Thursday night game. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. All right. So make sure you do. Better yet, drop a comment below. Let us know your top plays this week, man. I specifically want to know them. Maybe I'll play them. Best thing you can do is get at us on the social medias. Send me the slip. I want to see the best slips, just a slip. Get it in our DMs, and then I'll send you ours, and maybe we can make some money together. Mills will let you know where you can find all of our stuff.
He is not suggesting that you intermingle funds just yet.
No, not yet.
Thank you for intermingling with Bet It, Bank, and Blow Up, presented by CSGAP Fantasy Football. You can find us wherever you get your pods and on YouTube or on social media at CSGAPFF. Same place on the web, CSGAPFF.com. We try to keep it nice and easy to remember, just like the flaps. FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please remember the thumb. I'm Magnum Mills. He's Jamie G. And remember, we can help you bet it, we can help you bank it, but blowing it is up to you. Yeah. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. I know where I came from. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got.